Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a motion to approve the current agenda.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And we have a motion to approve the minutes from the May 9th, 2023 meeting of the zoning board.
So moved.
Moved and supported. All in favor say aye. Aye. I'd now like to acknowledge visitors and those wishing to speak on non-agenda items. And those comments will be limited to 5 minutes per speaker. Do we have anybody who'd like to make a comment? None noted. Let's move on to Article 6. Case number 3766, Bartlett.
And Kristen Bartlett here tonight. They're seeking a variance to add on to their existing accessory building, which would result in a building in the front yard partially. So they are seeking a variance for building in the front yard. They have an existing pool house that is 288 square feet, and adding on to it would encroach to the front yard. I included in my notes what qualifies as the front yard, and it's for people here tonight, anything in front of the house to the front property line. It's defined as the yard between front lot line or street right of way to the nearest point of any part of the main building, in this case the home. They are requesting an addition of 765 square feet of actually enclosed building, and then a covered patio and a lean-to for a total of an addition of 1286 square feet, because we qualify roofs with supports as the square footage. The design is proposed to match the existing pool house. And the parcel is 2.48 acres, so they are only permitted the one accessory building, which is why they're looking to expand their existing one. The septic and other underground facilities are not in the way of this building plan. Did verify that. The height is measured to the midpoint of the roof, 13.5 feet, so they are required a 10-foot side yard setback and a 25-foot rear yard setback. The actual placement of the home is confirmed to, of the accessory building. The placement of the addition of the accessory building, the closest point would be 71 feet from the property line, from the front yard line. And the home sits about 178 feet from the front property line. So they are seeking a variance then of 107 feet from the front yard. The findings of fact, I did want to make a note, we did receive a public comment from the Bridal development to the north, Bridal Court development, just to make a clarifying remark about landscaping. I made a note that there's landscaping to the northwest of the pool and pool house, and my note did confuse him because I didn't mean to directly around the pool. I just found to the northwest in the distance on that site plan in the common element, there is some trees and landscaping, so it's not technically the property owners, but I just wanted to note what was surrounding the home. So looking at the findings of fact, we look at exceptional or extraordinary conditions. This parcel is an interior lot and access to the parcel is via the common element with a easement. So their technical front yard is along Buttrick. And so that makes this a unique situation where, you know, they have their home facing south, but technically they are frontage on Buttrick. The variance that they are requesting is what they see to be the minimum for their use that they're requesting. And the granting of the variance not being injurious to the neighborhood or otherwise detrimental to the public welfare. There are not currently any new homes to the north of this home, but it will be developed in the future. So right now we can't say that it would be causing an impact, but yeah, the public comment does touch on their opinion of that. So with all of this in consideration, I would recommend it could be approved. We would have conditions, it would not be used to run a business or for a living space, that the accessory building would adhere to our outdoor lighting standards, and that a proper and accurate site plan be submitted with those exact setbacks, just because I had to verify verbally with the applicant, and it's included in their special use application.
Are there any questions from board members for Madison?
Yeah, Madison, just so I'm clear on this, I see this right, the property to the north is a common element,
Correct.
so non-constructible. The property to the, what is that, the west then?
To the left?
Driveway
Is the west?
side,
Yeah,
the
the west.
common element as well, unbuildable.
Correct.
So that technically or realistically is a green buffer.
That's kind of what I was considering in my.
And then because the addition is on that side and projects technically toward the front yard, was there already a variance issued when the pool building was built?
So we didn't find that in the past it was, but it could be considered, the right of way of Buttrick is angled, so when past approval came, it could have been that they measured at that angle to the angle and it wasn't considered the front yard. But there was no past variance or special use on the property that staff found.
Other questions for Madison? Okay, thank you, Madison. Do we have a representative of the Bartlett family here? Come on up. Please give us your names and your address.
Nick and Kristen Bartlett at 1400 Buttrick Avenue Southeast.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Questions from board members for Bartlett's?
Were you the original builders of the property?
No,
Okay, so you bought it as is, or did you guys add the pool house?
as
As
is.
is.
Okay.
Questions?
I move go into public hearing.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody want to come up and address the issue? No.
Do you have any comments you want to make? I think the reason for the building is to store some of our extra things, and then the covered patio kind of comes up. We have zero shade down there as far as in our pool, so we wanted to use that spot for family gatherings and so forth. So that's really kind of what we're hoping to use the building. If you care.
When any landscaping?
Yeah, so we just did a landscaping project there, so built retaining walls and kind of did all of that. As far as around there, right now we have rocks that kind of follow through around our pool. So our hope was just to kind of take that still around the current building and make it kind of match on that side. But as far as shrubs and that type of stuff, we weren't planning on that yet, so.
We don't know what our future neighbors are going to do, so we're
kinda
waiting to
just-
see what also
Yeah.
our future yard looks like before we make a decision on how to create privacy for us.
If I'm remembering right, that neighboring site was developed for multiple housing. I don't think they planted any trees, am I correct in that?
They just, no.
They planted
just-
some along
along the
the neighborhood road now, but there's no
There's
plants
nothing.
in the common ground
Okay,
areas.
so the common was just left
Kind of left.
as
yeah,
is,
just long grass.
as flattened?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they also haven't had anyone purchase those lots yet, so I'm not sure what their plan is on their end for their homes.
Madison, did you get any other comments other than that email we got?
No, just that.
Okay, on my comment, I did have a chance to go out there this afternoon and visit the site. Nobody was home.
No.
It's a beautiful site, it's raised. What this picture doesn't show is the elevation that you actually set up.
Yeah, that's a
Pretty
big
good height.
Yeah.
It was purchased, our home was part of the whole development's lot originally. It was that was the parent parcel to ours, so the people that we bought it from parceled it off and we purchased it. Yeah, so,
was there.
Yeah.
yeah, so like all the buildings you see there aren't there anymore. So,
Yeah, well, it's a beautiful piece of property, a very pretty home.
thank you.
I had to go to the BDR parade of homes,
Okay.
and that home that is up by Grand River, and saw that. And while I was there, I noticed, what's that nice home up there on the hill? It turned out it's yours.
That's what I was thinking.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, any other questions for the homeowners?
Make a motion to close the public hearing?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Comments from board members?
Like I said, my initial take on this is that it is an open development. There's still a lot of unknowns coming forward with the fact that these are green spaces on two of the adjoining sides of the property that give them a nice buffer. As nature takes over, things are gonna grow up and thicken a little bit, so, they've done a heck of a job of landscaping around their house and around the building. I see no reason to impose any other obligations on them, so I would make a recommendation that we approve the variance with the staff's recommendations.
Support.
Moved and supported.
Roll, can I just want to ask one more thing? Sure. Mr. Miss Bartlett, did you see the conditions that staff has here? The conditions are, the accessory building is not used,
Yes.
Yeah.
for the, and you agree with those?
Yes.
Agreed, yep.
Great, that's even better. Yep, so I, go ahead and support.
Okay. We have a motion to approve, and it's been supported. All board members, please say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? No nays. Motion approved. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. I'd like to move on to case number 233769, Vanderschaft.
Also, just so everyone in the audience knows, you don't have to stay for the whole meeting if you don't want to. Okay, we have Dale Vanderschaft here tonight, and he is seeking a variance to build an addition to his accessory building. And that would lead to it being in the side yard based on the height, so he's seeking a variance. The existing garage on his property is set back from his side yard property line 32.6 feet. And the expansion or addition that he wants to put on will increase the height to 14.5 feet. So then he would require a 40-foot setback. His existing garage only requires that 10 foot. So he is seeking a variance of 7.4 feet to increase his height and size of his building. The parcel is 3.86 acres, so he is able to have 2 accessory buildings. So the expansion of one, take that into consideration. Proposed is an addition of 1,120 square feet, built at 28 feet by 40 feet, and he's connecting it on the north side of his building, so closer to his home. But he will still maintain the 10 feet requirement between structures. Overall, the square footage with the addition would be 1,900 square feet. This application does require a 2-part approval then, because he's over the 832 square foot by right size for an accessory building. The only comment I received was a phone call from a neighbor to the north. He was just asking about the plans and then confirmed he had no issue with them, and said I could state that to the board for him. The location of water and septic have not been fully confirmed, so that would come with building permits, or if you guys would like that information. When considering the findings of fact, did we find that there are exceptional or extraordinary conditions or circumstances inherent to his property? Not necessarily. He does have the ability to build on other parts of his parcel in compliance, but the existing garage, he can't change the placement of very easily, so that would be his extraordinary condition. The variance is a minimum that will make it possible to do a reasonable use of land. He did alter his plans from a different height to a lower height so that he is now requesting the minimum variance possible. The granting of the variance will not be injurious to the neighborhood or otherwise detrimental to the public. We haven't received any complaints, and I don't believe that the expansion would negatively impact neighboring parcels of property owners. And I did not think that the situation was unique enough to recommend, was not unique enough. Sorry. The situation is unique enough to not recommend altering the zoning ordinance. So because he is able to build in compliance, I did say it could be denied. However, should the ZBA wish to approve, I would consider the recommendation of conditions being that the accessory building, again, is not used to run a business or for living space, and that any outdoor lighting would adhere to the Cascade Township ordinance standards.
Any questions for Madison?
Madison, I'm just confused on the,
Yeah.
so the applicant has kept the height short enough to pursue the minimum variance of 6 inches to build 34 feet from the property line.
Mm-hmm.
And then prior to that, there was, the addition will increase the height of the midpoint of the roof to 14.5 inches, resulting in a 40-yard setback, thus requiring a 7.4 variance.
Yes, that's a typo, that's my fault.
Okay, yeah.
The plans were amended,
Yeah, I thought there must have been an
so
amendment in
the
there.
6 inches is the correct request, because.
6-inch variance, not a 7.4.
The plans, I have the correct numbers on. Okay, so the existing required a 10-foot setback. He's increasing his height to need a 40-foot setback because he's increasing to 14.5 feet to the midpoint. The height, yeah, so then that would just be a 6-inch because he's at, no, I'm forgetting the numbers.
Yeah, you've got it, so the building, right, is 6 inches taller than it would be to meet the 10-foot setback. So at 40 feet, then or at that 14 and a half foot, it requires a 40-foot setback, which would be 7.4 feet less than what he has right now.
Yes.
Correct, so the variance is really for the 7.4 feet.
Correct.
Yeah.
With the height that he's proposing.
Which by eye, you probably wouldn't even notice. But, I mean, technically we have rules and that's, but I just wanted to clarify.
Yes.
Okay.
I apologize for that typo.
Any other questions for Madison? Thank you, Madison. Mr. Vanderschaft, are you willing to come up and tell us a little bit about your project here?
Yeah, we're trying to get some additional storage. I have classic cars, so I don't plan on running a business by any means. And the height is to be able to have a stacker in there or a hoist in there. The roof plan changed drastically. I was trying to go for a 712, but this actually looks better. So basically it's, 2.5 feet taller than the existing building, which Jack Holst here is my neighbor that would look at it, so he's happy with it, so I guess if you're happy, then we'll wait till next week and go for building variance, or special use permit, I guess, so. I don't know if you have any more questions, but.
Do board members have any questions for Mr. Vanderschaft?
You gave us the purpose and, yeah, I understand, they're gonna put a lift in it so you can put cars underneath and above
Well, or a hoist.
or hoist.
Yeah.
My neighbor's got one of those too. because he
Yeah,
collects-
so it's just, the problem I have in the house that I'm at now is the ceiling's too low. So I'm trying to get us a higher ceiling height inside, so gives you more options.
Definitely.
Okay. So I was kind of wondering, I was out there today and I noticed, boy, he's already got four cars of storage.
Yeah, it really, you think that, but that building that's there is only 30 feet deep, so it's an awkward size. You gotta really have 40 to actually put them back to back, unless you collect Volkswagens or something.
Yugos.
Yeah. Yeah, so the other side, it's a hobby, so the other side that's existing will be kind of the work area, shall we say? So the dirty side, where you don't want all the dust on the cars.
Yeah.
This is basically just gonna be storage.
Okay. Understood. Okay, well, thank you very much.
Yeah, and it'll be sided just like a house, so.
It all ties together.
Yeah, so it'll look great. All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Make a motion to open the public hearing.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. We are now open for a public hearing. Would anybody else like to come forward and give us their thoughts? Please give us your name and address.
Jack Holst, neighbor to Dale, directly to the south, so we're contiguous property lines. I won't have any problems with if you approve this, because I really can't see it either, because it's between two different buildings, so. I'll see it when I drive by the driveway, that's about it. So I have no problem with you approving it, so.
Okay, good to know. Any questions from board members, from Mr. Holst?
No, thank you, Mr. Olds, because that's really helpful to know.
Okay.
We guys care about the neighbors, what the neighbors think.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, motion to close public hearing.
So moved.
Moved by Aaron, seconded by Lou. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, further discussion by board members.
I think there's a reasonableness this to this. You know, the applicant did purchase the property as it is. The height being changed is to the minimal, that he could do, and he even said it would look a little bit better. It's not injurious to the neighbors, which is always the most important. There are no complaints against this, so with that, I would move to approve the variance with staff's conditions, and I would assume those are okay with you too. So with that, I make a move to approve.
Okay, Lou seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. With that, congratulations.
Thank you.
Article 8, any other business?
Madison, Brian, do you think we have something for next month?
Still receive something this week, I think. Yeah, but that would be on July 11th.
So, to be determined. Okay.
Did we ever receive a copy of that Eagle permit?
I know what time it is, it's here.
Surprising.
I think it said on the letter.
Right, you drop off, so the erosion permit from the county, that has to come from.
Those are very different.
I thought 3 times, well.
This was 5:30.
Why am I not surprised?
I think they were.
Thanks for following up on that, Aaron.
Yeah,
And Brian, you
I still
Invite until.
do want to see it from a board member's position.
So I called this morning.
Any other business? Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.